Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is wood-fired white chicken lasagna. Well, today we're cooking lasagna, though not your traditional red sauce meat lasagna. This is a white chicken lasagna featuring wood-fired chicken and a pesto mornay sauce. Now, if you're not familiar with mornay, it's just a bechamel with cheese added to it, which is all to say creamy, cheesy, white sauce with pesto for a little added flavor punch. Now, all of that's gonna be layered in with our pasta as well as some mozzarella and provolone cheeses and baked inside the Alfa wood-fired oven. So first thing we gotta do is fire up that oven. Now today we're cooking on the Alfa Pizze 4. So we're gonna start with a little like log cabin action with a little paper down here. We'll get some fire starter, but we just wanna build a fire in the wood rack right in the center of the oven so we can start to heat up the deck. Now while the oven heats up, we're gonna prep our chicken, which we're gonna spatchcock, put it in a skillet and cook it in the wood-fired oven. But you certainly could do this on your pellet smoker ahead of time. You could even buy a rotisserie chicken if you like. So to spatchcock the chicken, we're simply gonna take out the backbone to lay it flat. Cut right along either side of that backbone, take it right out of there. Then from here, you can kind of do as much or as little work as you really feel like. It's kind of nice to snip this breastbone. That helps it lay flatter. And then I like to trim up right here in between the skin and take out a section of the ribs so the legs move pretty independent. And then you can kind of discard all of that. And then any bone that's left on the thigh from the backbone can also slice right off. So now your thigh is kind of independent. You can pull that skin back and we'll get the seasoning both under the skin and on top of the skin. So now we've got that cleaned up, we can flip this over and pull back the skin underneath the breast so we can make sure to get our seasoning right there on the breast meat. So we're gonna throw a little pesto down. It'll work as a binder and a little bit of a flavoring agent here. And then we're gonna hit this with our Cattleman's Grill Italiano seasoning. There are lots of great Italian herbs and spices in here. We'll do the same thing with the chicken thighs. Get those all the way seasoned up. And then we'll hit the back side as well. The rest of that pesto we're gonna save for our mornay sauce. So chicken into our 12-inch Finex skillet. Cover that with a lid and be ready to go in the oven. So now this fire's broken down pretty far. We've got a good coal bed to start with. The deck of the oven should be nice and hot underneath it, so we'll slide this off to the side. And everything that was underneath will sweep right underneath our rack. Go ahead and feed this just a little bit more wood and do our best to stabilize this around 450 degrees. So with that temp around 450 now, we're gonna slide the chicken in to the oven covered. We can expect that to take about 45 minutes to an hour. Now while our chicken's roasting in the oven, we're gonna make our pesto mornay sauce, which you could absolutely do inside the oven if you want to. Today we're gonna do it on the induction burner just so you guys can see the whole process. We've got just a little bit of knife work to do for our mornay sauce, starting with dicing up some shallots and then grating down some garlic. So we're gonna break this thing down just like we would an onion, but go a little bit finer. And we're gonna do our little microplane hack with the garlic here just to break it down super fine. And we're gonna start this sauce off with 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a tablespoon and a half of butter. Now when your butter is melted, you can go ahead and add in the shallots and the garlic. Also gonna add in some more of our Cattleman's Grill Italiano, about 2 tablespoons. And then we'll just cook these down until those shallots soften up a little bit. We'll let those sweat down. Now our shallots have softened up, so we're gonna add in 6 tablespoons of flour to create our roux. We just wanna cook this down for about 60 to 90 seconds, and we can add our liquid. So now we're gonna start adding our half and half. We've got 6 cups of it. We'll add just a little bit at a time and let this start to thicken up, and then we can add a little bit more, whisking constantly to make sure we don't have any lumps. It looks like we're in the clear on the lumps, so we'll add in the rest now and bring this up to a simmer before we melt our cheese in here. Now our sauce is starting to thicken up. We've got a little simmer going on, so we're gonna start adding our cheese in, and we'll start with the Parmesan. This is just really finely grated on the microplane, about 3/4 of a cup or just a little over 2 ounces. We'll mix that in first, and then we're gonna hit it with a little provolone. Now this provolone, I've taken, I think it's about 9 slices or 6 ounces of provolone and just mince that up like it's shredded so it'll melt a little bit easier into our sauce. And we're gonna add that just a little bit at a time so it melts evenly. We don't get any clumping going on. And then once we get all of this incorporated, our mornay sauce is just about done. We just gotta throw the pesto in there. So heat's off now. We're gonna add in just some prepared pesto. If you guys wanna make this from scratch, good on you, but we got a lot going on today. So that's about 2/3 of a cup of pesto, and we'll just work it right into the sauce. And that's it. Well, the chicken's been on for about an hour now. We've been keeping up with the temperature, aiming for about 155 to 160 in the breast, and we're there. You can see we've got some really nice browning going on. We're ready to pull this out, and it can be shredded at any time. Now before we put everything together, we're just gonna shred this chicken up really quick. The skin, unfortunately, we don't really have any use for today, but that's not to say you can't save it for another use. We're just going to set that aside for now and shred all this chicken. Not super fine, we want some good chunks so we have some texture. But you can do all of that by hand, especially once it's cooled off. Throw some cottons under the nitriles. Pretty easy. We're gonna work that right into that juice that's still sitting in the bottom of this pan to keep our chicken super juicy. Now with the chicken shredded and the rest of the ingredients scaled and ready to go, it's time to assemble our lasagna. Now we're going into the Lodge cast iron casserole dish, and we're gonna do 3 layers of our chicken and cheese filling, but we need a little bit on the bottom first before we get some pasta down. So we should have enough sauce here to do about 1.5 cups on each layer. So sauce first, then we've got some ready to bake lasagna pasta. We're gonna cover the surface with that. And sauce once again. And since we're doing 3 layers of chicken, we'll go ahead and divide those out roughly equally. Also going to add some greens. So I've taken a couple bags, just 2 12-ounce bags of frozen spinach that's been drained, squeezed dry. And then on top of that, we'll do some sliced low moisture mozzarella. Now we got plenty of moisture going on in this lasagna, so we don't want to add fresh mozzarella, which would put a lot of extra liquid in here and end up with a soggy lasagna. So that's layer 1. We're gonna do it 2 more times. And we're pretty much gonna fill this thing to the brim. If you have a slightly smaller dish, you may not need quite as much quantity as far as these ingredients go. So what we're doing today is specifically designed for this skillet casserole dish. Our sauce is going to hydrate these noodles as it cooks in the wood-fired oven. Again with our chicken, again with our spinach, and then another layer of mozzarella. Finishing off the third layer here with our mozzarella. We are gonna hit this with some provolone right before the end, but that won't be until the end when we uncover our lasagna to brown the top. Gonna press everything into place. One more layer of noodles and some sauce on top and we'll get it covered. Last layer of pesto mornay. Again, this is hydrating the noodles as they bake. Just got to get a little pan spray on the foil so it doesn't stick to the top and we're all set. All right, let's head back to the oven. So we want to continue to maintain that 450 degree temperature, just feeding small splits of wood to keep this going every 20 to 30 minutes or so. Check on that in about half an hour and give it a spin. Well, we're about an hour and a half into this cook. Been checking on the lasagna every half hour or so, just giving it a spin so it can cook evenly. I'll give you guys a look at this. What we're looking for now is we want this to be completely soft, all the way to the center. And if we take a thermometer, it should be over 165 in the center. Anywhere between there and 200 is gonna be good. Yep, we're gonna be in the 180s, so perfect. What we wanna do to finish this off though, it doesn't look very pretty right now, although I promise it tastes great. We're gonna finish it with just a little bit of provolone on top. And by a little bit, I mean about another 6 ounces. We're gonna lay these out on the top and we're gonna cook this uncovered. And while we throw another split or two on, it's gonna give us really nice browning on the top of our lasagna. This part certainly doesn't take long, another 5 to 10 minutes and we should be good. That's looking really pretty on top. I think we're ready to pull this out of here. Smells incredible. Can't wait to get a taste of this. I like those corner pieces for all that texture. All right, we're gonna finish it off with just a little parsley on top. Dig in and get a bite. Mmm. Creamy, cheesy, comfort food goodness right here. Man, that pesto mornay is where it's at. That creamy sauce just permeates every bit of this lasagna. It's cheesy, subtly smoky, and it just has that great texture and chew from the pasta. This is a great alternative to your classic lasagna. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.